So, what am I doing here? I'm trying to sell the Rollz-5 from Ciat Lonbarde. It's a combination of some paper circuits and a predecessor of the drum and drama machine known as Plumbutter. So we have the rolls here. We have 3, 4, 5, and 6 rolls. We have the AV dogs, and for more tonal results, we have the Hypersonic filters, 4, and we have 4 gongs, and another input here in the middle, which nobody knows what it does, some kind of ground, some kind of like a VCA input, but it's just the surprise element, I would just call that. I literally enjoy the filters, but what I usually do is I send from the rolls, I connect the rolls between each other, and I know that the rolls 3 and 5, so the uneven numbers. Do you have another word for uneven numbers? I guess there are. Anyway, so not 4 and 6, but 3 and 5. I know they are more glitchy. They're just glitchy. So, and then I connect them with each other. I know 3 is slow, 6 is fast. I connect the 4 in this patch with the 3 and with the 5, and with 5 with the 3. Just create a feedback network, let's say. And then I'm sending 2 outputs of the 3 rolls into the Hypersonic filters. It sounds something like this. So it's like some kind of like a unstable droney thing. Quite scary. You can definitely create some a nice scary intro for a track. And I have this cable free because if I connect this Rollz-5 into the Rollz-6, something completely different happens. So suddenly there is a lot more rhythmical elements who are actually sounding really good. I have 2 of these hypersonic filters, so I'm using 2 of them. One is left, one is right, and they take from a different Rollz-3 their input. So and I have them set up a little bit different here, like the cutoff frequency, and it's just a really good example of how this instrument surprises you in every step possible. And I can continue with that, but my idea now is to use the same outputs, send them to the different parts. So send them to AV dogs and send them to the gong, and see if I can get something interesting as well. So let's see if I do in the AV dogs. I just take these things and just put them in 1 and 3. It's just very quiet, isn't it? It's just extremely quiet. Maybe. If I take other things just to make sure. Yeah, nothing's working, isn't it? Ah, I'm so sorry. This is a special Rollz-5. It has separate switches, on and off switches here. So these things that you could hear was kind of like too much noise in the system. So let's see again. I'll remove these cables because they are changing my patch, and I will do the same thing again, but now I will do it correctly. So 1 and 3. Yeah. Very interesting results. You can recognize the pattern from before. Some weird thing, I like the AV dogs in really high frequencies. I don't think there is any drum machine out there creating these rhythms. It's just impossible. Anyway, 1 and 3. Let's go to the gongs. Let's see, what do I have to do? I have switches for the gongs. I'm using again gongs 1 and 3. So as you can see, I'm changing the envelope slightly, and I'm changing the way that the gongs react to the pulses that they receive from the rolls, adding more pulses, and somewhere in the middle I thought it was more the closest, maybe I'm closing it in the middle, but the closest to the pattern that I had before. So I'm just gonna run the same outputs to the filters once again, just because I want to combine it. I want to combine these two sounds, so the gongs and the filter. As you can see now, I've lost my patch. That really nice rhythm, it's gone. It has become way too much, way too busy now. Still a very interesting sound, don't get me wrong. So maybe I'll try something else. Maybe I'll take I'll take it from here. And this, it's the same thing, but little changes in the voltages. Now I have sound only from one side. I guess the ultrasound filter, so I just need to put the volume up. So yeah, it was better when I connected to a Rollz-5. You can hear it it makes a loop, like a glitchy loop, but it does some elements repeat themselves, so it's a recognizable pattern. So yeah, I mean, together with the gongs, you could hear that when I activate the gongs, the sounds kind of like change in a way that they kind of work together in a more way. Some kind of weird compression happens, or who knows. So yeah, that's the magic of it. Yeah, it's very hard to sell this. It's built into a beautiful cherry tree case. It works perfect for as far as you understand that it's a very unexpected instrument. Yeah, but every time I'm playing it, it kind of, yes, you get lost in it a little bit. Yeah, this rolls thing, it's a genius idea. The direction between them, unbelievable. If I would have more of these filters and more controls, maybe some kind of resonance, some like a cutoff, like a proper. But that's why a box like that afterwards makes a lot of sense, just to have a filter and a delay, for example, and distortion. Some of the sounds need some beefing up, and it just immediately creates some very, very thick tones. It's very hard to control. It could be very busy, but I guess the more you are using it, the more you start realizing what's happening. Especially when you realize that the Rollz-3 are slow and it goes faster and faster. What happens when you send a faster output into the slow input? Don't forget, I don't know, I should have mentioned that in the beginning because I don't know how much people are familiar with Ciat Lonbarde, but the X rolls there don't have outputs. They're both inputs and outputs. There's nothing like input, a special designed input and an output. They're all designed to be connected with each other. So if you are aware of the surge systems, it's like machines who have like orientated in feedback patching. Like when I do feedback patching, crazy feedback patching on surge, I can get close to this territory, but not exactly. This kind of glitchiness is kind of, it has its own thing, but sometimes I have the feeling that this is like a feedback orientated, made to look simple because the controls are very simple, but it's because they want the designer wants you to experiment with the X rolls and not with the filters and stuff. But it's like that's what you do with other synthesizers. Anyway, I'll stop here because it became really long. I thought it would be a short video, but this is it. The Rollz-5, trying to sell it, doesn't sell, but I'm keeping it for now because I kind of like this jam now. Yeah, who knows? Till the next one.